So talk to me about the importance of today's announcement here in Syracuse, a place that's near and dear to your heart. What does this mean for chip manufacturing, not just here, but across the country?
Look, one of the things that's happened in the last 25 years is we've lost a manufacturing base. And places used to be proud producers of good jobs, whether it's in Northeast Pennsylvania or here or all across the country. They lost hope, and this brings back hope. You saw the reaction of the people out there. It wasn't so much to the brilliance of the speeches, it was, there's hope, we're back. And it's going to mean that we are going to be the leading chip manufacturer in the world. We invented these chips. We did the memory chips. We're the ones that did all the, the United States. It's about time it came home.
I want to turn to the economy. Today's GDP report shows that the U.S. economy grew 2.6% in the third quarter. What's your top-line reaction to that?
Top-line reaction is really good. There's nothing bad about the report. Nothing bad about the report. And the core inflation is actually down about 1.5 points. We're in a situation where we've created more jobs. We're in a situation where, and look, the price of gasoline's falling. The price of gasoline just in the last several months is down to $1.26 or 27, and if the oil companies start to charge what they should be charging based on the cost of a barrel of oil, it'd be down another 40 cents, and I'm going to keep pushing until they get it down.
But what do you say to Americans? Because gas prices to many people are still too high. Groceries are still expensive. What's your message?
My message is we're getting them down. I told you I'd bring them down. We're bringing it down. I come from a family where if gas prices went up or food prices went up, what happened? What happened was it was a conversation at the kitchen table. And we're doing a whole lot of other things. And by the way, the food prices, the main driver of food prices is not the price of beef and eggs, et cetera, although they're up. It's packaged goods. Packaged goods. You're going to see people not buying Kellogg's Raisin Bran, which you're going to see them buy another Raisin Bran, which is going to be $1 cheaper. I mean, so what's happening is there is real movement. We're better positioned than any country in the world, any major country in the world. And our economy is growing and is still in a place where it's leveling out in a rational means. The other thing is that I think you're going to see that people are looking to say, wow, price, not only gas is down, but the price of, I'm not getting charged for overdrafting my checks. I'm not getting charged for, there's all kinds of things we're doing. And one of the big things was we were able to, what we did with the Inflation Reduction Act is we reduced the cost of a lot of things for people, things that they need, prescription drugs. You know, the idea that most of senior citizens are going to have to pay for their drugs per year is $2,000. Some are paying $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 because of cancer drugs. That changes. $2,000 max. If in fact they raise the price like they did on 1,200 prescription drugs last year of the pharma companies, guess what? If they raise it higher than the price of inflation, they got to pay it back to Medicare. So there's a lot going on to reduce people's burdens.
I want to turn to next month's election. You've referred to the midterm election as a choice rather than a referendum.
That's right.
Given record inflation, why should voters choose Democrats?
Because it's not record inflation anymore. I'm bringing it down. Look what we inherited. I inherited 6.5% unemployment. It's down to 3.5%. We lost about 600. We lost hundreds of thousands of manufacturing jobs. We've created over 700,000 manufacturing jobs. Things are moving. As that report showed, that you have people who are now in a position where the combination of pay raises and job security, they're now in a better off, even with inflation, than they were before it. And inflation's coming down.
I want to ask you about the conflict in Russia or in Ukraine. Today, President Putin of Russia said that he has no intent to use chemical or nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Do you believe him?
I think if he has no intention, why does he keep talking about it? Why does he talk about the ability to use a tactical nuclear weapon? He's been very dangerous in how he's approached this, and he should just get out. He can end this all. Get out of Ukraine.
And one on student loans, if I can. A judge has halted that, your plan to relieve debt for millions of Americans that are struggling with student loans. What's your response to that?
We're going to win that case. I think in the next 2 weeks you're going to see those checks going out.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.